Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ANTALKU. I'm your host, Mamoru Hikaru, and with me today is my co-host.
Soy me enfada.
And today we will be doing another 3 by 3. If you recall, in our previous video we did an anime 3 by 3, but today we will be doing,
A video game 3x3.
yep,
And,
and
I'm a.
to kick us off first will be Soyman. So, ba-bum, there we go.
Alrighty, guys, so let's get it started. First off, I had to go with a Pokemon game. I've been following the franchise since I was a kid, and I just wanted to, start it off with not my first, but definitely one of the most impactful games to me. This was like when 3D games were just becoming a thing, and this was like the first ever 3D Pokemon. At the time, I believe I went with what was it? Y? Yes, I went with Y, but because I didn't personally like the legendary for Pokemon X. But yeah, it was a very impactful game for me, and obviously it wasn't the best Pokemon. I will not say that, but it's top tier in my opinion. Next up on this list, we got a not known by many people, but Pokemon Conquest. It was one of the side Pokemon games. It had more of a tactical vibe to it because you pretty much moved the Pokemon around a board, and of course you could evolve them. You could what else? Obviously you leveled up, you built friendship, and if, spoiler alert for everyone who hasn't played the game. Sorry, it came out in like 2010 maybe. But at the end of the game, you get to make Arceus your Pokemon,
Was
and
that
it's
also on the 3DS, or what
that
was that one?
was on the DS. This was before even Pokemon Y. I think it was around. Oh, it was around like Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe even Platinum. It was a really good game, and it had characters from what was it? I can't remember the name of the game right now, but I think it was Dynasty Warriors. That's what it was. The Dynasty Warriors went on to inspire what was it? Uh, Hyrule Warriors and the new Fire Emblem Warriors game. But yeah, I liked how they combined those two games to make Pokemon Conquest. It it was fun. But moving on to it, one of the classics, and personally that I found, relates to my childhood and was just overall in general a really good game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. 3 was really good, but 2, it was the one of the first Call of Duties I played, and I loved playing survival in it. Pretty much where you had to face off against wave after wave of enemies, and they just kept getting harder and harder. Next thing you know, you got 5 juggernauts, 2 kamikaze dogs, and like 30 troopers just trying to kill you while you're surviving. And what really made this game stick out, obviously, like I said, survival was the main goal, but it had a really good story that just kept going throughout the Modern Warfare games. And even to this day, they have the new Modern Warfare games, which are pretty much just prequels. But what sets Modern Warfare 2, which is the first Modern Warfare 2 I'm talking about, not the new one, but what sets it apart was when just the multiplayer and survival. Surviving against wave after wave of enemies, like with your friends locally, back when local was a thing where you could have split screen, it it just hit different, man. And I do miss those days. But we're gonna move on to Minecraft. I first started playing Minecraft in middle school. We'd all jump on the what was it, the computer lab inside the library, and we would just open up a file that some kid had downloaded to the school system, snug it in, and we'd all just either during lunch or during free periods just go over and play Minecraft on there. That's when I first learned about Minecraft. But my favorite version to this day is Minecraft PlayStation Vita Edition. I loved how I could take that on the go, and it was just so clean and smooth, and it was before the Switch, and I personally find it to be better than the Switch version. It's not as glitchy. But I mean, Minecraft will probably still always have a special place in my heart, but I'm not as much of a creative guy. I'm more of a survival. But I mean, I do from time to time like to dabble in creative because I can bring my mind to life. But moving on, next we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. The funny part is, I didn't play Xenoverse 1 until after I played Xenoverse 2. So I was confused throughout majority of it, except for, the main story of Dragon Ball. That made sense. But once I got to like their own little story they had made, I was confused. So after I beat it, I went back, I played Xenoverse, and everything made sense. But I mean, I just loved it, how you created your own character, you're going through your journey of Dragon Ball, you're going throughout the entire, it's beautiful. I personally mained a Frieza race as my character. I mean, what I loved was, when I went golden, if I used my charge attack, it wasn't just a charge blast, it was a death beam. Like, come on. If that ain't Frieza, I don't know what is. And online multiplayer was okay, but I don't know if I'd say it was the best. It could be pretty toxic, honestly. I personally played it on the Switch, but let us know in the comments what you played on. But moving on to one of my favorite series, but I personally liked this one the most. Okay, so Fire Emblem. It's kind of like how Pokemon Quest is. You move your characters around the board, but it's a little different because obviously it's not Pokemon. But one feature they included that I love is that you can choose between permadeath and where they don't die. Because if you set permadeath, aka kind of like a Nuzlocke mode, when your fighters get knocked out, they die. That is the end of them. Of course, if your main character that you made dies, it's the end of the battle and you gotta restart everything. But, or if it's someone like, uh, to give an example, Crom. He's the blue guy in the picture right there, and he's a prince of some sort that's with you on your journey, and he's a really important part of the story. If either of those two die, it's game over, and you gotta restart. But what I really liked about this one was it was the first Fire Emblem with customization. You were creating your own character. It had two different genders that you could choose between. There was a romance mechanic added in, and it was like the first 3DS Fire Emblem. So that's why this one really was good. I mean, Fates and Conquest were okay, but they honestly started to do a Pokemon theme, and I just didn't. That just wasn't my thing. But what I did like, I mean, it may not be Fire Emblem Link Awakening, but a close second would be Fire Emblem. What was it? It's Three Houses. It had like a Harry Potter slash romance type feel. I mean, the romance system was less romancy, but like the game was epic. I definitely recommend checking it out. But now, onto a game that most will most likely not remember, but it was a beautiful game. It even had an anime adaptation. And so what that was LBX, Little Battlers Experience. And pretty much this one, it's the closest thing I will ever get to liking Gundams. Because, alright, so in this, you play as a group of friends that pretty much toys have been created that are little robots that you control. But, so throughout it, you can customize your robots, you can do all this. But each character, you have to separately customize their robot for them. But you get parts along the way. It had an amazing story. I didn't personally watch LBX's anime, but I did watch. They had anime cutscenes in the game, which made it even better. But what I did watch was the second and third series they made. They made LBX, LBXW, and LBX Wars. I personally recommend checking them out because they were phenomenal. I'd start off though with playing LBX so you have more of a connection with it. Because LBX, it was beautiful. And they had a bunch of post-game. Not only that, they had New Game Plus. Do you know how beautiful it feels? Starting over, but you get to keep your character and their stats. and still getting your ass kicked, it's beautiful. Just check it out, guys. I mean, it's probably hard to find a copy now because it's 3DS, but just trust me on this, guys. Now, moving on to Rune Factory. I don't know. Maybe it's gotten more popular, but back when I was younger, it was no one really played Rune Factory. In fact, I'm the one that got one of my friends addicted to Rune Factory, and he was so happy when Rune Factory 5 came out. I have yet to play Rune Factory 5. He showed me a little, and I was like, huh, this actually looks really good. But, I mean, just the first one I started off in, though, was Rune Factory 3. Of course, like most Rune Factory games, you start the game off with amnesia, and then you're just pretty much a farmer that also goes out, adventures, fights monsters, collects like materials, you build, and what else? There's a romance system. Oh, personally, Rune Factory 4 had the best romance system. Romance system, but that might have been because my waifu was in there. If y'all ever play Rune Factory 4, check out my girl Amber. She'd be fine, but kinda not. When you first see her, you won't know what I'm talking about because she has a transformation. So don't cancel me because she has her lowly form, but there's also a transformation. Okay, and now to move on to the final one. That one being one game that I loved playing mainly when I had friends. I mean, I still have friends and I still talk to them, but back when I was a kid, okay, guys, don't roast me. But Nintendo Land. It was on the Wii U. It was like one of the first games out. It was so fun playing Mario Tag, getting to pretend you're Link, and your friends could. What was it? So with your friends, you could use the Wii remotes as like 2 or 3 swordsmen. But when you had the Wii U pad, you were the archer. Everyone always fought over who was the archer because it was so fun. But I mean, y'all had to work as a team because if the archer was slacking or if any of the swordsmen were slacking, y'all were toast. But another one of the games on there was Luigi's Mansion type of vibes. Pretty much the person on the Wii U pad was the ghost, but everyone else was like a ghost hunter. And so whenever you're playing, I mean, obviously you're like, oh well, there's like 3 people on the ghost hunter team. How is that even hard? And it's only hard because you can't see the ghost. The ghost can see you and everything on the map, but you can't see the ghost. The only way you can defeat the ghost is by shining your flashlights on it. Eventually, your flashlight runs out of battery, so you gotta go collect batteries, and they can just stand over next to the battery, and they're one hit, one kill. You have to continuously flash your light. But I mean, that's the same thing why Mario Tag is so hard. Pretty much, whoever's on the Wii U pad can see the entire map and where everyone is, while the Toads have to try and catch you, and they can only see on the screen. And when you're playing split screen, that is so hard. But I mean, what doesn't help either is there's a star at the top that eventually, in like midway into the game, a star will appear at the top of where y'all all spawned, and if Mario gets that, he will become invincible for a certain amount of time. So usually what would happen is when the star appeared, one Toad would just go over and, camp right there and just make it to where you couldn't get the star. But obviously, if you had skills, you could dodge past them because, the tackle to catch Mario was so slow. It was pretty much so easy to be Mario. But, yeah. And another thing, what was it? Pretty much, you could get Yoshi's, I'm trying to remember, there's one other thing you could do for Mario Tag. Moving on from that. There was many other games you could play on it, but instead of talking more about Nintendo Land, why don't we switch over to what Hikaru chose for his 3x3? Hikaru, you want to come on in and talk?
Yeah, you know I love you, brother, but remind me next time not to buy you an energy drink because you were just on fire.
Well, I mean, yeah. To be fair, I've been slacking a lot in my content creation, and it's not just the energy drink. I feel like I haven't been giving off the persona I wanted to give off because, I mean, sure, I'm supposed to be a sleepy guy, but lately I've noticed when looking back at my footage that the voice I use, I mean, sure, it's deep and like, and it gives off this I'm tired vibe, but it also makes it seem like I'm bored or uninterested and I don't want to put like the fire and passion into this project when honestly I do. I mean, I'm just trying to look cool when honestly all I'm looking like is an asshole.
Mm,
But let's get into your 3x3, man.
yeah, you're good. Um, yeah, so there were a lot of games that I wanted to put on here, but obviously it's a 3x3, so I had to narrow it down. And I decided to go with these nine. So I'll start off with Kingdom Hearts 3. I like the entire series itself, but out of all of them, I think 3 is my favorite, not only because of how long we had to wait for it, but also story wise, what it meant. It was the end of an era. Spoilers, yeah, it's a almost 2, 3 year old game.
I mean,
The Xehanort era is done, so we're moving past that after what, 20 years?
took them long enough. I mean, I really need to play that DLC.
Yeah, you should. It's really good. If you enjoyed the main game, you're gonna enjoy the DLC. And so, yeah, obviously I picked, one from each category. I didn't want to put, all of Kingdom Hearts on my 3x3, so I decided to go with the best one. An honorable mention for my second favorite Kingdom Hearts game is Memory of Melody. It's their first rhythm game that they came out with, and as you guys know, I'm like Gura, where I'm a rhythm gamer. That's where I thrive. I may not be a good FPS player, but goddamn, am I good rhythm player. And so yeah, that's my first one that I decided to go with. The second one, it's a little bit of a throwback. Maybe not many of you have played it, but it was the Super Mario 64. I remember when you had to blow on the cartridge to get it to work on the Nintendo 64. I loved this game. I played it many times. I still remember some of the first world, like when you race the giant Koopa in the first world. I forget what the each world is called, but where you race them, where you gotta collect all the red coins to unlock that secret star or whatever.
Bro, that penguin world was a
Oh,
pain.
yeah, yeah.
Bro, and just so many worlds in that game made me rage hard.
And I'm hoping you guys can hear the music, because for some reason I cannot hear it.
Oh, I can hear it. You should be good, man.
Okay. Should be just my headset that's lowered.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, you were saying that Penguin World. No, the what's the lava one called?
oh, Bowser's, isn't it? Or was there
It,
a second one?
it might be Bowser's, the one where he like sits on the fire. He's like, "Wah!"
And he just
Jumps
clutches
all
his
over.
butt. Yeah.
Yeah, good memories with that one.
Oh yes.
So yeah, Super Mario. Speaking of Super Mario, a lot of these games that you guys see on the screen, once I get my internet situation fixed and my health back, and I start streaming again, we will be playing a lot of these, including Mario 64. And for that one, so what I want to do is I want to do a normal playthrough, and then I want to do what is it, the 12-star speed run.
Oh yes, yes. I've seen a
So
lot of those.
so yeah, I really want to do speed runs for Super Mario 64. I feel like I know that game like the back of my hand, and boy, do I know the back of my hand.
I mean, I feel like once you actually go back to playing Mario 64, you're gonna realize it's not as easy and that you're going into a really big challenge, man.
Yeah, especially if I'm adding the speed run element to it.
And plus, you're not gonna have the original controller either.
Yeah, I remember that
Bro,
wonky
I
large
miss that.
controller.
It was like,
Yeah,
the little M type controller.
yeah.
Oh, memories, man.
But another honorable mention that I'll say, like I said, I didn't want to include a lot of the same game series, would be Super Mario Odyssey. That one's a little bit more newer compared to 64, but that's another one where I want to do an entire playthrough series of Mario Odyssey. I fell in love with that game. I had never played it or seen playthrough until I saw Amelia Watson from Hololive play it. And it seemed like so much fun that when I saw it in the stores, I was like, I need to get that game. So we will also be playing that one on stream. So yeah, look forward to that.
I mean, I personally just found that to be fuel for my rage.
What, Mario Odyssey?
Yes, because trying to find all the moons, was it? That
Yeah, the moons.
it was kind of agitating on the desert world.
Well, I guess I'm kind of cheating since I saw her playthrough. I kind of know where they're at.
You monster.
Yeah. But moving on to another classic Nintendo old school game, it's Bomberman 64. A lot of people don't remember Bomberman, but that game had so much nostalgia.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna take a break from your talk. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but did you say Bomberman?
Yeah.
You pronounced the B?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just had to, take a little
Do
short
you
break.
not?
No, I call it Bomberman.
Really?
Yeah.
Guys, you guys could tell me in the
Bro.
comment section
Yeah,
who's
I
right.
gotta tell him. It's Bomberman, not Bomberman.
I don't know. I say Bomberman.
Bomber.
You pronounce each letter. You enunciate.
No, okay.
Yeah.
But as you were saying.
But yeah, I remember the normal Earth world or whatever it was called was easy for me. The ocean one where each time you gotta lower the water to finish the level was decent. It wasn't easy as the first one. And the ice one was kind of easier. The one that I always struggled with was the volcano.
You have a real problem in games with volcanoes, don't
Yeah,
you?
I
Yeah.
always struggled with it. I never beat that part, which means I never beat the game.
Which means he needs to stream it.
Yeah, so that's another one that I believe it's also on the Switch. For what is it, Switch Plus or something? Their little membership thing,
Oh
Nintendo
yeah,
Plus or
the
something.
stupid membership Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, so I think it's on there. We'll figure it out. I'll end up streaming it. Moving on to another one, I didn't really play a lot of Pokemon games. Only two of them, and they're old school. And one of them will be an honorable mention, but this one is Pokemon Stadium. I loved this game growing up. I play it with my little cousins. But yeah, not much to say. If you guys played Pokemon Stadium, it was one of the few that I enjoyed playing. And I believe, yeah, it was on the 64, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it was on the 64. I will definitely say I went back to playing. Like I played recently with a couple of friends. It's still as good as what I remember. I mean, it's obviously, in my opinion, better when playing with friends, but it's still good to play on your own.
Yeah. And the honorable mention will be Pokemon Snap. I actually liked that game. A lot of people didn't, but yeah, I enjoyed that one. But I mean, there's not much to say. It's Pokemon. It's popular. You guys know.
They
Uh,
even made a Switch sequel.
did they?
Yeah, Pokemon Switch Snap, something like that.
Wait, do you mean Eevee Snap or something?
No, they made a Nintendo Switch Pokemon Snap.
Oh.
It wasn't like a bring it the old one to the Switch as in like how they did with Bomberman.
Yeah.
It was a full-on new game, better graphics, everything. I mean, I see how it is. They'll put Bomberman 64 on the Switch Online. They'll give Snap a new game, but Pokemon Stadium doesn't get shit.
Yeah. And then the next game that I have, and I've never played or watched anyone play Animal Crossing until the pandemic, like most people. I was kind of bored. There wasn't really much to do, and Animal Crossing New Horizons was really popular to stream on Twitch. And a lot of my favorite streamers were playing it. I was like, huh, that's kind of like a cute, relaxing game. Let's give it a try. And I ended up buying it. And yeah, I like it. Even to this day, I'm still playing it. Obviously, not as often as I was back then, because even with the latest DLC, like I pretty much finished everything. I just log in to do my dailies, and that's about it.
I mean, I personally didn't like the New Horizons, or what is that, the newest one right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like New Horizons, but I really fucked with the what was it? The DS one.
Is that the new Leaf or whatever it was called?
Not the 3DS one, it was the one
Oh.
before it. It
I wouldn't know. Like I said, I barely got into it
I
like
was
2 years
just
ago.
disappointed with the Switch one. Because the 3DS and the DS one were amazing. I think the DS one might have been the first ever Animal Crossing. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Another throwback is Donkey Kong 64. Now, um, I wasn't really into Donkey Kong for like its main game. I think it was more like a mini game. I'm gonna describe it to you guys. Every time I do tell people about it, they're like, "Yeah, we have no idea what you're talking about." But yeah, I googled it, and it is on Donkey Kong 64. There was a mode where you could play with three other people, and it'd be kind of like tag hide and go seek, where you would like chase each other throughout the world, and in order to beat them, you'd shoot like bananas out of a bazooka. I don't know what the mode was called, but it is on Donkey Kong. And like I said, that was my favorite part. I'd play against my older brother, and every time he'd freaking beat me in it until I started my training arc, and I finally beat him once, and he's like, "Yeah, we're not playing this stupid game." I'm like, "Damn it!"
Salty much?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Donkey Kong 64 is mostly for that nostalgia of playing that tag version or game mode in it. The next one up is the original Smash Bros. Yes, as you can see, another Nintendo 64 game. Um, there's not much to tell. It's Smash Bros. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For that one, I would always main either Samus or Link. And for the newest one on the Switch, I main Sora, obviously, because Kingdom Hearts. Um, so yeah, moving on from Smash Bros, I have Crash Bandicoot on there. I don't remember if Crash Bandicoot was on the 64 or on the GameCube. No,
Yes.
I believe it was on the PlayStation 2. You guys could roast me in the comments for my bad memory, but yeah, it's nostalgia again. One of the few games that I played in like middle school slash junior high. Um, I never beat it again. I do own it for the PS4, so we will be playing it. There's an older playthrough on my YouTube channel. If you want to look back, I believe the last time was maybe like 10 to 11 months ago. But a lot of you guys seem to like it, so I think I'll pick it up again as a playthrough series. And then the final one that I have on there, which I also own on the PS4, is Spyro. Again, nostalgia. Never beat it, but I have fond memories of it. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for my 3x3s.
Speaking of Spyro, though, I want to know? Did you ever play a game? It was the first of its kind. I mean, it caused a not a breakthrough. What was it? Pretty much a development. So, have you heard of Skylanders?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so Skylanders. It was pretty much Spyro was in it. He was one of the characters, but it was the first ever to. It inspired Amiibos and Disney
Oh,
Infinity.
okay. I see.
Yeah, So you pretty much bought the toys, and the toy went onto a portal.
Yeah.
Dude, there is so. At some point, if you should check it out at some point. I mean, the the mobile version, aka the DS version, was not that good. I mean, but it was the only one that came with a portable portal. But dude, just it was a really good game. I wish you had so that we could, talk about it. But
Yeah.
I mean, they had a whole series of it going. The only thing it went to the Wii U and the Wii and all that. The only thing it didn't make it to was Switch, I believe. Yeah, that's
Mm.
about when they stopped doing it.
Yeah, I'll probably end up checking it out. Is it on the you said 3DS or on what?
It's on the what is it? The 3DS. It's also on the what is it? The Wii, the Wii U.
Mm.
I think it might have even made it to like Xbox. Yeah, it made it to Xbox and PS.
Oh,
Like everyone shared it. That was one of the also beautiful things. It was something that Nintendo actually decided that they were also going to get in on this.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think if you check it out, one of my two of my favorites were I think her name was Stealth Elf or something like that. She was in a grass type, I believe, and then there was Trigger Happy, which he was I don't even know how to describe him, man. He had like a big tongue, eyeballs. Uh, he loved guns. Yeah, and they had like at least three different Spyros. They had regular Spyro, Dark Spyro, and then I think it was like Bighorn or Horny Spyro. Something like that. He had like really big horns.
Mm.
I don't know, man. It was really good. But yeah, I did enjoy your 3x3, but I can definitely tell that you like older games. The only thing that I disagree with was for your honorable mention for Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, so I can't say that you're wrong because I haven't played it. And
Well, you played the main one, but not the DLC, right?
yes, no, what I meant was your honorable mention. Rhythm Daddy likes his rhythm games.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't played that game, but I would say the honorable mention for that for me would be Birth by Sleep.
That's a good one.
I
Yeah.
really liked it on like what was it, the PS Vita or PSP? It was PSP. It was really good.
Yeah, I mean, that's another really good one. It's just as a rhythm game, and it's also the newest Kingdom Hearts game. Because we don't talk about the mobile games. Um, yeah, the Memory of Melody, I don't know, I just had so much fun with it, and it's the second official game that I ever beat, which the first one was Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wait, you
So,
never beat one or two?
okay, so define beat. Like,
You got through the story. That's all that
I
matters.
did get through the story. Did I get through the story on my own? Is the
Oh,
question.
you sussy little baka.
Yeah, so I had my best friend at the time be Xehanort on that ship battle
Oh
in
yeah,
Kingdom Hearts 1 because I could never beat it. So that's why I don't qualify it as me beating the game because he helped me out. So
that
that's why.
definitely does not count.
Yeah, exactly. So at
I
some
had more
point I
faith in
will have to do a playthrough of it.
you. You monster. I thought we were on the same level. I thought you were beyond me. You can't tell me to beat the DLC when you haven't beaten all the games.
But I beat the DLC for 3 and Memory of Melody.
Yeah, but what about 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5,
Oh,
2.3, 2.4,
I did
2.8?
beat Chain of Memories though. But does it really count? Because it was on the Game Boy, no? On the Game Boy Color, maybe?
The fuck are you on? That was
Or Game Boy Advance.
PS2. Chain of Memories was PS2.
Hold on. We gotta pause, guys. I gotta look this
Or
up.
the GameCube. It was one. It was not a portable.
No, it wasn't on the GameCube because that's Nintendo, isn't it?
Yeah, but they had a game. They had Kingdom Hearts 358 slash 2 days slash friendship slash heartbreak slash ice cream salty lover suck.
Oh yeah, look on the Game Boy Advance in 2004.
Really? I thought it was. Wait, but
I
Game Boy is
mean,
also Nintendo.
it, oh, you're right. It might have
So,
come out on PlayStation 2 after, but originally it was released for
are you sure
the
it didn't
Advance.
originally come out on GameCube as well?
It just says Advance and on the PS2.
Okay, I mean PS2, yes. That's what I played it on, man. And then I
Hmm.
read the manga.
I still haven't gotten into the manga because I know the main story, so it's like, eh.
I mean, but at the time, it was really good to. One, it adds more depth to it.
Hmm.
Two, I mean, what was it? It helped buy time over for while we were A, waiting on new Kingdom Hearts stuff, and B, like, to go, like I said, add more depth into everything.
Yeah.
It really, the art was beautiful. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
But before we ended the episode today, I also wanted to mention a few other ones, which a few of these you might agree, and then some you will hardcore disagree.
I disagree.
Are Mario Kart. It doesn't matter which one, just Mario
Oh,
Kart.
bro, yes.
And then Mario Party. Now, the reason why I didn't put them on my 3x3, even though I did play them way back then and the newer versions, etc., is because for Mario Kart and Mario Party, it's mostly fun if you're playing with other friends
Yes.
because you could curb stomp the computers and that's not a lot of fun. Like, I actually want
No,
a little bit of competition.
you cannot curb stomp the Mario Party CPUs.
You're talking about Mario Party Superstars? Because, yeah, that one's more difficult, but like the older versions?
Personally, for Mario Party, my interest was mostly in Mario Party 7 and Mario Party 8. Once they got to like 9 and 10, I was like, it's okay. But, and for Mario Kart, do you remember Double Dash?
Vaguely, I remember.
It's where you had to pick two characters and you could swap between them.
Oh, yeah. I do remember, yeah. And then for these next two ones, you're going to hardcore disagree because they are MOBA games. For those of you who don't know, it's a multiplayer. Help me out. Multiplayer online
Battle
something. Arena.
Yeah.
So basically like League of Legends. So the two that I'm going to mention are Pokemon Unite.
Rage Fuel.
And Mobile Legends, which is kind of like a rip-off of League of Legends.
No, didn't you know Pokemon Unite is what's getting ripped off by Mobile Legends? Pokemon Unite obviously came first. Duh. No.
But mobile or Pokemon Unite, as you guys saw, if you follow me on Twitter, it really brings out the toxic gamer in me. I love MOBA games. I'm really great at them, but I don't have the patience for random teammates that we get assigned to.
It's really hard to find a good squad nowadays.
And the problem with Pokemon Unite is as each new season comes out, it gets progressively worse with the matchmaking. Season 1 and Season 2 were by far the best seasons that they had. 3 was, you could solo climb still, but you would get some bad matches. 4 was horrendous, and this current one, which is 5, is goddamn atrocious. People AFK, you get noobs in ranked matches. It's just, I rage quit it, uninstall it from my phone and from the Switch. But don't worry, I'll be back to it eventually. That's what happens when you're addicted to MOBA games. And then, of course, Mobile Legends, I still play it from time to time. I don't really post about it. I reached Grandmaster this season and within like 1 or 2 weeks of the new season. So I'm pretty happy about getting Grandmaster. So yeah, that's those. And then the last two that I want to honorable mention, it's within a different category, which we touched upon, rhythm games, which is Muse Dash and Hatsune Miku. Both of those I got into because of Hololive. It became really addicting, especially watching Gura play Mustache. And then I saw who else was really cracked at it. I can't remember if it was Watame or if it was Suisei, but all three of them are just like god tier at MOBA. And I was like, hey, I love MOBA, or not MOBA, rhythm. I'm really good at rhythm games. Let me try these out. And I downloaded it on the PlayStation, and yeah, I love it. I'm really good at them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my honorable mentions. Do you have any?
I didn't really think of any honorable mentions.
No, that's fine. I mean, we are running low
Oh,
on time, so if you want to
one that
do like a quick one.
I can definitely remember is newer is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Obviously, it's not new, like coming like it came out new, but like in general, it was a new game to me, and I personally Chef's Kiss. It was beautiful, beautiful. Let's see another one.
I mean, you don't have to think about them. I just had them in my mind, and that's why I said them.
Obviously, for talking mobile games, not MOBA, mobile, Pokemon Go, you know, it gets me out there, gets me going, spin them Pokestops, catch them ons, do some raids, even though raids are it's hard to do that. But I mean, especially with right now, it feels really cold outside where I am. I don't know. But off the top of my head, that's all I can think about, because the only thing coming to my mind right now is something that's really close and not related to video games, which is Bunkai Bleach. I can't wait for it to come, guys. Yo, who knows? Maybe when this is released, it'll be out by then. But right now, I'm still waiting in this chair, missing my Getsugo Tensho.
Yeah, but remember, this is a video game
They've had a Bleach video.
review.
Oh, and I can't mention
Oh,
it
they
because
had a Bleach video game?
no, that's not what I was going to talk about. I did remember. Oh, they do have a Bleach one, but it was garbage.
Exactly. So, do we
No,
actually mention it?
no. A game that was actually, in my opinion, everyone hated on it, but I actually kind of liked it. Jump Force, which technically it connects both of what I was talking about, because it had anime and it's a video game. The story was mid, but I mean they had Light Yagami in it.
Hmm.
He just wasn't a playable character. He was an NPC. He was trying to kill people. I don't know. I don't remember the story that well. I just remember you created your own characters. You got to play as anime characters. They actually came out with a bunch of DLC, MHA DLC. I think there was some other stuff DLC. They had more characters. Biscuit from Hunter x Hunter was in it.
Hmm.
But yeah, that would definitely also be an honorable mention, even though it's lower than Xenoverse 2. So that'd probably be my honorable mention for that.
Yeah, so that will do it for today's episode, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Let us know if you're enjoying these 3x3s. We might continue to do some in future videos if you are. And you want to shout out your Twitter, Twitch, etc. And we could transition to our outro music.
So what we got is, alright, so my Twitter is at Soyman_Fada. Capital letters on, punctuation. You gotta get it right, and then you'll instantly know it. Also, let's see what we got. I'm on Twitch, Soyman_Fada. Most of this is just gonna be Soyman_Fada. Like if you go to W Energy and you want to get 10% off your purchases, use Soyman_Fada. I mean, obviously, you gotta get the S capital and the F capital, and if you don't know how to spell that, how would you know? Either way,
Well, you should pin it on your Twitter.
Yeah, just go to, I should have the W code on my Twitter, and if you're looking for me, I just go to Hikaru on Twitter, and he'll be following me. It should be easy. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and of course, subscribe. Hikaru putting in that work. You gotta support it, man. He's sick. Pay for it.
Yeah,
He a broke
so
boy.
we'll transition to our outro song and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
You felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away. Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong